Good afternoon, intrepid YouTube viewers. I have no idea what this camera's pointed at. this viewer is useless. I'm just going to point the camera in the right direction and hope that something meaningful shows up on the screen. This is Farrar's old shift cable. It's out of the car. Removal was exactly as Dave Swingle said. What you do is you got to break free now I can see the viewer. The big nut here, you put a 1 1/16 on the big nut, and then the little nut that is attached to the cable there. I'm making a mess, aren't I? Look at that, all over my driveway again. You break them free just like breaking free a flare fitting. You know, the big nut stays put, you break free the little one, spin it all the way off, and then to remove the cable, you spin the piece that attaches to the bell crank. This piece here, you just spin it, and then you're going to have to give it a little tug. There's a seal right here on the end, and that's why the transmission's leaking so badly, is because I've pulled the seal out. But you'll unscrew this, I don't know, a bunch of turns, and then just pop it out, and there's the cable. Now, in theory, this is the theory, what this end threads onto. You see it's got a female threaded end there? In theory, that is waiting inside the transmission for this new end to go onto. This is his new cable. There's his new end. In theory, it's waiting. Only one way to find out. Watch this space. Alright. Can you all see the fitting in there? There is Farrar's new shift cable installed. I did not feel comfortable installing that cable with the transmission down, so I don't know if y'all can see the transmission mount there. There you go. Transmission is almost in its normal orientation, and that's my little hidey hole that I worked in. It was negative fun, but I got it done, and the cable is not damaged. I was afraid that if I tried to install this cable with the transmission down lower where I took the old one off, that it would end up damaging it the way Amco damaged the first one, and I didn't want to damage his new cable, so I jacked the transmission up, and it can be done in that little hole. And however much Midwest or Rob Grady charges you to replace your transmission cable, it's worth every penny. You can do it yourself if you want, but it is an exercise in patience. I ain't lying to you. I don't know how long it took me. It was sunny when I started, and now it's getting ready to rain. That's how long it took. But it's done. Still got to attach it to the bell crank and secure it to the frame, but at least the damn thing's attached to the transmission. And it does install just the way Dave Swingle says. You spin the inner cable, you grab the piece that goes on the bell crank, and you spin that to thread it onto the piece that's inside the transmission, and it'll eventually stop spinning. That's when it's all the way threaded on. And then you get the little hex nut, and you spin the little hex nut onto the big hex fitting, and you reach in here and cuss and fuss and fume and eventually get everything tightened up, and then you go inside and add this video to the first one. John DeLorean, the great automotive engineer.